retirement savings tax breaks face scrutiny. See, now your 401K and your IRA and your 403B, those are tax loopholes. You get my point? Wait a minute. They're legitimate deductions. Tax loopholes. And the government can no longer afford to allow you to keep more of your money. So you have this money in a mutual fund or wherever, building up assets for your own retirement. It's your own money. You're taxed at the point at which you begin to withdraw it, but that's not fair. That's not fair to the government. Because in the end, the government owns the fruits of your labor, your work. That's also part of the battle that's going on here, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? See, I really want you to think about this and spread the word. This isn't about the rich. This is about you. I say it over and over again. Why are they even talking about eliminating your 401K plan? Because if they can do it to some rich guy, they can do it to you. Because if the law doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean anything to protecting you either. If private property means nothing, then private property means nothing. So your own little nest egg is going to be threatened. What I'm trying to say is those millionaires and billionaires, they're not a threat to you. They're not taking anything from you. They're not preventing you, obstructing you to be successful or do whatever you want. The government is. If you try to open a business, some billionaire from Nebraska, he's not going to stop you. Local, state, and federal government, they're the ones you got to get through. Their Rube Goldberg list of regulations and requirements and inspectors and the licenses and can I pay this tax and the federal tax and the user fees and the water fee. That's not millionaires and billionaires. Those are your representatives and they're bureaucrats. Now, if the problem is you don't want to compete, that's a wholly different story. But just to get a business started, the problem's not the private sector. The problem's what's being done to the private sector. It's crucial, which is why I say this most days and nights on this program, that we stop thinking the way these politicians and bureaucrats want us to think. Don't be jealous of your neighbor. Don't be angry that somebody's successful. Good for them. They can make whatever they want. There's no limited pie. Go get your own pie. They're not even relevant to you. They're not relevant to your life, except, of course, if they're creating a product or service that you want, then they're helpful. But what's really standing in your way is the government with taxes and regulations constantly tormenting you. And once you've started a business and you've become successful, they're constantly browbeating you. Put in your fair share. I mean, is it a fair share if somebody works 18 hours a day for 5 years, finally breaks through, is making, let's just throw it out, is making $1 million a year gross, and some hack like Joe Biden says, hey, you've got to have skin in the game. There are people here who make a lot less than you. There are people here on food stamps. We need more of your money to take care of them. It's just not fair. You have enough of what you want. Do you see what I mean? That argument is repugnant. It's unconscionable. It's immoral. All the time and life effort, time away from family, spent trying to create an enterprise, trying to become a millionaire if you wish, or just pursuing your interest, or as the Constitution says, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Minding your own business, participating in an open society. Some reason you owe somebody something because you finally, through your own smarts, your own hard work, all those hours, because you finally made something of yourself, or something you wanted to make of yourself. I also look at it this way. We have people in this country that go to school for, 19 years. To become medical specialists in a particular field, a surgeon or cardiology or whatever it is. 19 years. Not just high school and college, not just high school, college, and graduate. Beyond that, 19 years. They've not made a significant living. They put in 16, 18, 20 hours a day, and they become, let's just say, a surgeon. It's 19 years plus internships and on and on and on. So, okay. So finally, 30, 32 years old, they become a surgeon. At the bottom of the ladder as surgeons go. They start to make money. Well, we can't have that, can we? That's not fair. They don't have skin in the game. Skin in the game? They've been in the game from day one. All of their skin, all their sweat, all their blood and their tears. Now, what about the other side of the ledger, which no politician wants to talk about? Even some of our young bench conservatives, they don't want to talk about it because of Romney's mishandling of this. But I want to talk about it. Is every single person on food stamps deserving of it? Is every single person on Social Security disability deserving of it? Is every single person who gets tax credits because they don't earn enough deserving of it? No, they're not. We're not talking about a short period or mid-period of difficulty, of somebody who's trying to do all the right things, but is, life's just thrown a couple of curveballs and it's just the way it is. No. We're talking about millions of our fellow citizens who are playing the system, who don't want to work, who want something for nothing, who want to steal from you and your labor and what you want to provide for your family or what you want to reinvest in your own business or your own ideas. We have millions of people like this, despite what Obama says, despite what some of the others say and what the media say. So we have people who take this blessing of life and put it to good use, work hard, whether it's with their hands or their minds, or both, whether they're farmers in rural areas, whether they're in inner city areas, wherever they are, suburbs, outer burbs, and they work hard, and they're successful, and we dismiss them. Oh, millionaires and billionaires. That is, anybody who earns an adjusted gross income of $250,000, any family or any small business, and beyond, big businessmen, we just treat them like they're nobodies, like they haven't worked, like they haven't earned, like they're nothing, like they're second-class citizens. Hey, they got to have more in the game. Obama, gratuitously, he knows full well that raising taxes on these people will do nothing to prevent what could be a horrific fate for this nation. Boehner knows it will do nothing to address the debt. Nothing. When you have a yearly deficit of 1.2 to 1.4 trillion and you're talking about $90 billion a year for 10 years, it's nothing. And when I was young, I'm 55, I'm not that old. When I was young, my parents would tell me, and society generally, work hard, go to school, find something you're interested in or good at, and make something of yourself. Become successful. Do the best you can at what you pursue. We don't hear this anymore today. We had a whole campaign built around free contraceptives. We shouldn't have a whole campaign built around free anything unless it's freedom. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth.